My new manual chair is a TiLite Aero T, and they have an Aero Z and an Aero T. The difference between the two is that an Aero Z is monotube, meaning that it only has a tube right here. The Aero T, which is what I have, is a dual tube, meaning it has a tube here and it has a tube here. Now this is a lot better because there is not as much flex where energy is lost in your push. Since you have more support, you are going to get a more effective push. You can see that I went with a matte black finish on the metal and lime green spokes. I went with that because I figured if I went with colored metal, it would be too colorful for my liking. So I decided to go with the matte black finish on the bars and do a little color to the spokes, and green is my favorite color. Each side has armrests, and you can just take them on and off just like this and stick them in this hole back here and put them down, and then just work it in there like that. Each side also has side guards right here, and you can see that little hole, so I can just get my thumb in there and take it off like this if I need to transfer. You can just put them back in place simply by just lining it up and hammering it down like that. On the top of the backrest, it has these foldable push handles, so you just fold them up like that and it locks in place, and then there is a little button here that you press and you can bend it back down in case you need to store it, or if you don't want anyone trying to push you around. The brakes right here are scissor locks, and you just push it back like this and it locks in place, and actually has two pieces, but this piece right here is out a little bit more and is rounded, so I just put my wrist right here and I will bang it just like this, and while I do it I keep this hand or arm up here on the opposite push rim that I am doing it. So once again, now I'm really happy with these scissor brakes. Whenever I was looking in getting a chair, I was looking at the brake options, and I had a couple quadriplegics tell me that they didn't like their scissor locks on their chairs, but I can work it just fine. I just have to have this arm up here and like that, and it works really good, and it won't move pretty much anywhere, and you can tighten them and loosen them, and they actually had to loosen the one on my right wheel because my right tricep is weaker than this left one. The tire here is Marathon Plus tire, and these are more or less an in-between from a smooth tire that's good on smooth surfaces and a rough tire that is good on rough surfaces. I went with the coated push rims, and these are way better than the regular slick metal ones, especially for us quads since we can't move our fingers, and it basically allows you to push with ease without having to wear gloves, and I can push it even on carpet pretty easily like this. The footrest is just basically a metal bar, and it has holes in it, and I went with that one because it's easy to clean. And then you see that Velcro strap right there to hold your legs in place so your feet don't fall off the back, which I don't have a problem with my feet falling off the back. My feet just want to fall off the front. There is the seat belt, and you can see that I have put some black tape right there to hold that little strap that you can adjust together so it doesn't get caught up in the wheels. And I believe that this seat belt is too big, as in too wide, and that buckle is way bigger than the one on my power chair, which is weird. Here is the back of the wheelchair, and there is actually a pouch that velcros right there underneath that bar, so you can store things in, which is pretty cool. And I think it's actually new, and you can see the TiLite emblem there, and that bar there, pull that so that way you can fold down the back. There are the wheelie bars, and I believe they should do something to where you can adjust them, because most curbs you cannot get over, depending how high the curb is, if you have the wheelie bars on. So I normally have to take them off and eventually I'll probably take them off permanently once I get used to the chair. You can also break down the chair, which I will show you right now. I've had this manual chair for about 2 months and I'm really happy with it. The dump, which is what they call where the seat is angled to keep you positioned correctly, is perfect for me. I honestly don't even have to touch the wheels in order to do a wheelie. I can just move the top of my body and I will do a wheelie. So if you guys are wanting a manual chair, I highly recommend TiLite. I went with it just because it was made in the USA and they make really high quality products, and I recommend this Aero T.